Well. All right. Hi. It's it's Corey. I feel so weird saying your name. Okay. Hi. Here's our Q&A. Here's my Q&A. Q&A, I guess. Sorry, I'm so awkward. I should have wrote a script, but I didn't feel like doing so. So, here this is. Here is this. Do this now, so it's gonna be very rushed because um some of my family members or my family is not in the house right now and I'm home alone. So we're gonna do this quickly because the reason I want to do this without them here so they don't think I'm insane because they always think I'm insane when I'm just talking to myself. I'm sorry if I talk very fast. I'm a very fast talker. I'm gonna try to talk slower than I usually do, but I think that intro was a little too fast. I apologize for that. But the other few recordings I made, my voice wasn't clear, so I'm gonna try and make myself more clear. I do have my headphone thin, like the thin on the headphones. I have that, so hopefully it will help. The last time I just used like my phone because I was doing it at like 3 a.m. How convenient. That's just who I am. I always do things at late at night. But let's start with the questions. So the first question is, Corey Chan, I want to know your personal life secrets. Okay. Um, I don't really have any personal life secrets, though I could tell you a bit about my personal life. So my real name is actually Brielle, and I live in Canada. I'm not gonna tell you where in Canada, unless you're a close friend, like Yuki or Kamik Kamik. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna figure it out later. But unless you're like one of them, then I can probably tell you more on where I live. Otherwise, if you're not one of them, I apologize. You will not be able to know much, as in I don't want my location leaked, kind of thing. But yeah, I live in Canada. Um, some things I really enjoy doing is painting. I enjoy drawing when I have time. I do animation. I have lots of different channels. If you're her, if you're my friend who knows I think every single one of my channels except for one. I think you don't know one because I didn't tell you. I make lots of channels and I just have lots of channels and yeah. But I'm working on an hour long animation. It's turning I haven't even started the actual animation, to be honest. I've been working on the story and yeah, I just been working on it in school because I'm too busy otherwise. I have no friends at school. Yeah, I'm a little loner like that. But I have people online who I'm friends with. So I'm so grateful for you guys because you guys are my only friends. As I don't really have any other friends. Um, or personal life secrets. Um, I do lots of sports. As in, I do ballet, jazz, and if you don't know what jazz is a ignore my tapping. It's a more sassy and more energetic of ballet. I don't know how to give you like a better description of it, but you could always search it out. Just search like jazz dance or a jazz dance on like YouTube or something like that, and you can probably find more about it. I do volleyball and softball. Those are the two main sports I'm doing. I've won 2 gold medals in softball and I've won 1 medal in volleyball. I started softball like 2 years ago and I started volleyball like a year ago. So, as good as I am, I've only been to a few tournaments and yeah. And in ballet, I've only gotten silver and gold, mainly gold. I've only gotten 2 silver and 3 gold. But this year I'm in 2 dances, so that means I'm gonna be getting 4 little like they're little pins that are gold and silver or bronze. You get them. I'll probably will post about it. They're in my 2 competitions are in April and May. So yeah. I also do this thing called beading, and it's not like making bracelets and like necklaces. It's like where you bead like onto things. I'll show you some pictures. So here are a pair of earrings I made. The color palette was inspired by Michiro, by the way. How convenient. I've also made a few ornaments like this. This one's from my mom, and this one I just made. It was my first one I ever made, and it was my practice one. So it's just a little ornament that I have. And then I'm working on the lanyard. I've also made a little wristlet keychain. Here it is. It's very cute. I'm working on one right here. You probably saw in the other video, but here's my progress so far. Yeah, today was kind of my only day for this. So, yeah, how convenient. I have lots of animals, as in I have chickens, horses, goats, dogs, and cats. I have lots of animals. I'm getting chicks this year. Once I get them, I'll definitely post a picture or like a few videos of them because they're so cute. I love chicks. They're so cute, and chickens in general. Lots of I don't know. More personal things, as in. Ooh, I'll tell you about my culture and stuff like that. I think that's something personal that why not share? I am native, and I'm a native Canadian. Native. I am Ukrainian, Scottish, and there's something else I also am, but I'm not sure what it is. But I'm mostly native. I am 25% Ukrainian, and I am somewhat 15%, I would say, Scottish. Now, whatever else I am unsure. I probably should get a DNA test, but I don't. I don't feel like doing that. I'm too busy for that. But yeah. So that's where beating comes from, is in my culture as Cree. Maybe throughout this video I will be saying a few Cree words. Maybe. I can tell you some things. So, my character, Corey, she has a cute little, she has a little bunny. And it's a little bunny that just stays in the butterfly mansion. And it's a cute little bunny. I haven't figured out on the name yet. What should I name it? You guys, let me know. What should I name the bunny? But how you say bunny in Cree is our native language. How you say bunny in Cree, this is my Cree, I'm Treaty 8. I don't know what Cree is called. I just know I'm Treaty 8. But my Cree, in my language, how you say rabbit is wapus. And my siblings like to call me a pig, which is kukus. I don't know why. They're kind of mean. They call me kukus, and it's quite rude. Food that we traditionally eat as Cree people is moose, which is muswa. And I'm not very fluent with my language. I only know a few words and a few sentences, and I'll say some few things. I only know how to say a few things, but I understand lots of Cree. So if you were to talk to me in Cree, I probably would understand most of it. As in, not very fluent. As in, I'm also Ukrainian Scottish. I don't know any Ukrainian at all. So I would like to learn, but the person I would have learned Ukrainian from has passed away this summer. So I will not be able to learn any Ukrainian unless I go get a teacher. But yeah. Next question. If you want to know anything else, just let me know. Next question. Please tell me about your breathing style. So Corey uses ice breathing, and I'm pretty sure. I think she mentioned one of her characters also use ice breathing. And ice breathing for Corey, as in my alternate universe, AU, whatever, it has 5 forms, and they're not that quite powerful. I haven't really figured out much about them, but I will. I'm trying to make a little thing where you can see some of the forms, how they work, and I'm also planning to make an animation. But I'm gonna finish the one I have that's taking an hour, so you might see an animation for Corey sometime this year or next year. It depends, to be honest. It really depends. But that's all I can really tell you about her breathing style, as in, I haven't really thought too much about it. Next question. Can you tell me how Corey and Michiru met? So I did change to figure out if you did. I did figure. I did change how they met, because I didn't like how I first made it. I was like on something that day, not gonna lie. Okay. I was like not thinking straight. But the last. So I want. So how they met was Corey and Michiru. Like, Corey lives in the Butterfly Mansion due to her past, and no, next question is about her backstory, which I'll get into that in a second. But she lives at the Butterfly Mansion, and Michiru was there because he got injured on the mission. Why did I say it like that? And he was outside, like, looking at the stars. When he was just outside, you know, that little area. I don't know what to call it. And then when Corey went out there, she saw him and just sitting there alone. So she decided to go up to him, as her character is very like cheerful. She's a lot like Mitsuri, but she's also sort of like Shinobu. You'll see why due to her past. It's kind of like Shinobu's, but it's also not. Yeah, I did change it up a bit. I wouldn't say it's tragic. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, and she introduced herself, and Richard was silent and didn't want to talk to her at first, but once they saw her around, they got to know each other better, and they became really good friends. And furthermore, for the future, I haven't figured out too much about their little story, but that's what I've gotten so far. Of course, it's different in the Kimitsu Academy. It will be different there, but again, I haven't really figured too much about it. Next, and the final question is, can you tell me about Corey's backstory? Now, her backstory is sort of like Shinobu, I would say. When Corey was really young, her parents both died due to an illness, sort of like Michiru's mother, and I'm sorry how I pronounce the names. It's just my accent, okay? I wouldn't find I have an accent, but like compared when I went to like the US, or when I went to where did I go? I don't remember. When I went to Alaska, people thought my accent was really weird. I don't know. I don't think it's weird. I think I sound like a normal human. I don't know. I get told that my accent's kind of weird, but I don't know. I'm sorry if my voice, like I said, I talk very fast. It's better to hear me in person rather than on a video like this, because my voice will sound really weird. And I'm trying to like not make it sound weird, but at the same time, I'm like, I should just talk. I don't know. I apologize if you can't understand me. I'm gonna try to figure out what I'm saying. Like I said, I don't have this on a script. I probably should have made one. I was thinking about making one today, but I got too caught up in actual schoolwork that I didn't feel like doing so. My tests have been finished, so I don't have any tests coming up. Actually, maybe I do. In probably April. I think I'll get busy in April again. As in, I have a volleyball tournament, dance competitions, and that's when my tests and exams and whatever the hell else shows up. In June, it will be my main tests, exams, and whatever you guys like to call them. Here we call them tests, quizzes, or we do call them exams, but just based on my age, we call them tests, and we also get quizzed every other day. Anyways, back to the backstory. I'm sorry, I talk a lot. I get told I talk a lot, if you get to know me. Okay. Her backstory is that, like I said, her parents were both really ill, and they passed away. And Corey had, 4 siblings. There you go, 4 siblings. And there was 2 older ones where they were close in age, and they were able to take care of them. As in, the most oldest, decided to become a demon slayer. And she was a Hashira. And so she wasn't at home a lot, as in, hostel duties. And then the older one took care of the other three siblings, the other younger ones. Corey was sort of like the male child. She was like the male child. She also helped take care of her siblings as well. And she has a younger sister. I haven't figured out a name. Like I said, I haven't figured out names. And then she had a really younger sister that was 5 years old. So one day, um, Corey's older, Corey's older sister, Crow, and a Kakishi. I can't see. Like I said, I can't pronounce some things due to how I speak. Anyways, came and Corey's older sister got killed on a mission with a demon with an upper rank. I'm not gonna say which upper rank till I make an animation about her actual backstory. So that will be something you'll find out. Of course, her family was devastated about the passing of her older sister, which took a turn in everybody's perspective. I can't say words today. Of everything, and it was a little depressing in the house, If you saw Corey's little snowflake clip on her head that she has, that was her older sister's, and her younger sister also has one, which I actually have a few art, so I probably should post that. Actually, I will do that after I edit this video. I'll post so you can see what they look like, what she looks like. You only seen Corey. Yeah. I lost my words. It's been like a month. It's been like a month. Corey was like, I would say like 12 at that time. And one night a demon came into their home and killed her older sister and the younger sibling, the youngest. And when Corey saw, and then when Corey that night, Corey and took her other younger sister and ran, and then they met a certain Hashira, which I'm not gonna tell you which Hashira it is. You guys can. It will be a surprise. If you want, you can guess which Hashira and which upper rank. You can guess. But yeah. That's sort of her backstory, and then this certain Hashira took them to Shinobu's mansion, and that's why she lives there now. Yeah. So cool. So coolio. That's somewhat of her backstory. I'm also want to figure out how Yuki and if I might try to pronounce this, but I might pronounce this wrong. Kamako. I don't know. And then again, I'm not gonna be able to pronounce this. Anyways, the people in this video, that this little speed paint, lost my words. I want to figure out how everybody met. So if we all want to like talk about it, we should like figure out how they all met, or should we all just like make our own little story about it? Yeah, that's something I want to do. Maybe I should figure that out. But yeah, I was thinking about that recently. I was like, hey, how should like Corey and Yuki meet, and then like Kamako. I can't pronounce words today. I'm sorry. I'll figure out something later. I should actually do Corey's voice lines. I'm gonna use my actual voice, but it's gonna be more happy and not my little depressed voice. Some people say I sound depressed, and I get bullied a lot because of my voice. Although I don't understand why. I feel like I sound like a normal human being. I'm just sitting here in front of my band. Yeah, I look insane just sitting here. With my headphone in, with my this little thing, just sitting here talking to myself. It looks like I'm talking to myself, even though I'm for this video. This video is like 20 minutes long. I should finish this video. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my little Q&A thing. I'm sorry it was long. You probably don't want to hear my annoying voice any much longer. So I apologize. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Yeah. Bye. Okay, that sounded cringe. Bye.